Don't want to quickly grab some water or
No.
All right.
Do it in a minute.
Okay.
This takes 5 minutes.
All right. Hi everybody, it's Andy from Snow Camps Europe, and I'm here with
Wouter from Snow Sports Kaprun.
Fresh Off the Slopes.
Correct.
You don't look too bad for being fresh off the slopes.
No.
So today's podcast was how to become a ski instructor in 2025-26, right?
That's correct.
So tell me, how can I become a ski instructor in 2025-26? What's changed? What's new? What avenues are there?
Well, first of all, you want to have a look where you want to work, But if it's for Austria, you can do the exams directly with the association. There's 8 associations here in Austria.
Okay.
They all fall under the same umbrella, the Austrian Ski Instructor Association. And you can do it that, or you can book an expensive instructor course where they do training with you, and some offer a guaranteed job at the end of it. It's quite costly. There's pros and cons with that.
Okay.
Or you can, the other alternative is you go directly to the exams, but you can also book like a week's training with beforehand with a camp or a ski school or a ski school you want to work with. And you just have to apply yourself then for a job.
Okay, so
let's go easy enough.
Let's go back to the first thing you said. It's important to know what country you want to go and work in.
That's correct.
Because then you want to go down the route that country's ski schools are most likely to accept. So in Austria, you want to do your Anverter. If you want to work in France, you could potentially go the Basie route, which would take a long time. You've got to get to a certain level before you can start working, or you could do the French route, but then there's only one level, which is the top level, so you can't really go in at the ground and work your way up as easily. You could go Canada. You could do the Canadian route. And you can actually do a Canadian qualification in Europe and then travel to Canada. Correct. As you could with a New Zealand qualification to use in Japan, maybe.
I don't think the New Zealand qualification is anymore in Europe.
Is it not? Okay. But you could do a New Zealand qualification in New Zealand, and then use it in Japan, let's say. But if you wanted to go to New Zealand, go and do a New Zealand qualification.
Yeah, so if you want to work in Japan, the ANVIAT is getting recognized. So the Austrian qualification is recognized, the New Zealand qualification is recognized, the Canadian qualification is recognized.
PSAC and PSAE qualification is also recognized in Japan. Which is interesting. So recognized in Canada, Japan, I think China, and in parts of Switzerland. Maybe more places as well. That I don't know about.
Which qualification?
The PSAE, Professional Ski Instructors of Europe, which is a new association.
Yes.
Using the Canadian system, piggybacking on that in Europe. It's new. It's developing. Let's see where it goes. It's interesting. It's disrupting the landscape, let's say. Be interesting to see how it goes on. But very important.
You're going off track.
No, I'm saying you can use that.
PSIE, yes, but it's also not 100% certain, and that's only with certain ski schools in Japan. So be careful what you're saying because it's not 100%.
Yeah, but then the NZ is only with certain ski schools in Japan.
No. The NZ is recognized in Japan. With all the ski schools. But the PSIE, it's only certain ski schools that might take it, and it's a bit up in the air. So I'm a bit cautious with the PSIE.
But as I said, we need to see how it develops.
It's good, and I hope something will, whatever. But that's not. It doesn't get recognized anywhere else. That's the issue. So if you want to work in Canada, for example, the Austria qualification gets recognized. Most foreign qualifications get recognized in Canada, but if you're going to work in Canada, I would do the Canadian qualification.
Exactly.
If you want to work in America, do the PSIA qualification, the American qualification. Yep. Yeah. Also, the ANVIAT does get recognized, so the Austrian one, the Canadian does get recognized. The New Zealand gets recognized, the Argentinian gets recognized. If you want to work in Argentina, do the Adidas, do the Argentinian qualification.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, work it out from the country you want to work in, and then back to the qualifications. Is what we're saying.
Correct.
Okay.
But if you look at the point of view where the qualifications that get recognized the most, I have to say it is the Austrian qualification gets recognized almost everywhere as as a level 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Your first level qualification here, the Anviata. And what also gets well recognized is the Canadian system. Um, yeah, we can talk in ages about systems, and what is the best. But from a practical point of view, just do the qualification where you want to work.
Okay. So once you've decided you want to, and we'll use Austria as the example because we're in Austria. So you want to go and work in Austria. You're therefore going to go and take your Anverter. What? Going back to those different options you said, the first option you said was you can go straight to exams. Okay?
Yeah.
So how does somebody go straight to exams?
There's a 10-day examination period. The minimum standard is parallel turns on a red run. They even take people who
Well, I was just about to say, if that's the minimum criteria, why are some of the associations then examining those people on flat blue runs? If the minimum criteria to enter the exam is parallel on a red run, that makes no sense at all.
No.
Okay,
But it is what it is.
But carry on. Yeah.
So the standard is not very high, and you have to do a 10-day examination period
Mm-hmm.
where you'll be working on your own skiing ability, depending a little bit on the associations within. Some associations, this would be a good podcast actually to talk about different associations here.
Well, we can do that on another
yes. Oh, very, very good. But some concentrate a lot on the demonstration and teaching kids, and some concentrate a lot on both. On the demonstrations, on your plow turns, on your plow parallel turns, and of course on your own skiing. And there is 2, 3 associations in Austria that do both. It's really, really good. The others, they do it for the mass because they, of course, ski schools here in Austria, they need instructors desperately. So they put the standard a little bit lower down. They do a lot with kids because nowadays 80-90% of the ski school guests
It's
in
kids.
the ski schools are kids
Yeah.
because the standard has dropped, to be quite honest, really quickly. Then just to a summary, the standard has dropped. So yeah, because of that, also people who are good skiers are not interested in taking lessons anymore because the quality of the ski instructors have dropped massively. So yeah, that is what that is. Yeah.
Okay, so
basically what's
that's direct to exam route.
Yes.
So they just book with the association. They go and do the
Association,
10-day exam.
whatever date works best for you, you do a 10-day exam. Once you pass, you're allowed to work in a ski school here in Austria.
Yep. Stop banging on the table because it makes the right noise on the mic. Told you about that before. Right, so they've gone straight to the exams. They've passed their Anverter. They've now got to try and get a job, right? Or is that
Correct.
association going to find them a job?
No, you have to find your own job. So just write to ski schools, or there are companies, that can get you a job just for the job. There are companies, that can assist you, or you just write to ski schools where you would like to work.
Okay, so
Write to as many ski schools as you can, and the ski school then.
if the person's
will apply you.
identified they want to work in Austria, they're going to go straight to the exam. Should they be writing to the ski schools before they go on the exam, or wait till after they finish the exam?
Best is before they go to the exam.
So I am going to take my Anverter in
November, December.
I am looking for work.
And
Blah, 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 blah.
the best time to apply for a job is June, July.
June, July. There we go.
Here
So
in Austria.
email June, July. Go and do your exam November. Then you go straight to your ski school to work.
Correct. If you want to work in the southern hemisphere, let's say in New Zealand, Australia, or Argentina, we should also do a podcast about that. It's a good one, interesting one. Anyways, then you should apply really February the latest.
Okay. Right. So that's direct to exam route. If they want to do one of these pre-courses,
Yes.
how does it differ? What's the benefit and what's the not benefit, the negative? I don't want to use the word negative. What are the pros and cons? So they do a pre-course. They're going to get trained before the exam.
Right, I'm going to just be very blunt and straightforward, very honest. 95% of these courses, the owners are not a ski school themselves, so they can't do the training themselves. They can't conduct the training, so they're all travel companies, travel agencies. That's what they are. So the con is they are travel agencies. They then send you to a ski school. You don't know the qualification of this instructor of that ski school who is conducting the training. So you don't know if it's really professional, the training or not. Then you go from that training, then they send you to the association because the ski school can't conduct the examination themselves. So you go then to the association where you get again a different input and again different information. You then do the 10-day examination and then you hopefully pass. Yeah, so that is a little bit the con. So it is not under one organization, not one umbrella.
Yeah.
95% of these organizations,
Okay,
because they're travel companies.
So you wanna look and try and work out whether the website you're looking at is a travel company that sends you to a training provider, or if the company is actually the training provider.
Correct. That's very important. Yeah, that's massive.
Right. So if it's just the travel agency who are taking your money and then they're passing you on to a ski school in the scenario you've just said,
Yeah.
that's kind of potentially not going to be as good a preparation as if it is a training organization, maybe. So are we saying the training organization would be if you wanted to do one of these longer courses, the training organization would be the better way to go? Or is there another option?
In what way? There's another option. I don't understand the question.
Okay, so you've got book with a travel agency.
Yeah.
They'll send you to a ski school who are
Yes.
going to teach you to ski for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just go to a ski school and get taught to ski for 4 weeks.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or you go to a training provider,
Correct.
an academy style,
Yeah.
where they have trainers who quite often are also the examiners.
Correct.
Okay. Again, 4 week course. You learn to ski better than you can ski. You learn a little bit about the ski teaching element. They prepare you for the exam, and then you do your 10-day exam.
Yeah.
Is there another option?
The option is what I said before. You can just go to the exam, or you can just do weeks of training with, uh, an a ski school, or just do a camp. There's like ski schools who are running these camps, a week's training, or you can just have a 2 or 3 day of private where, you ask at the ski school, oh, do you've got a level 4 instructor, or is there someone, in the ski school working as an examiner? Can this person like do a 3-day private with me, or, um, you know, your way around. I know you can contact us. We'll bring you in the right direction as well.
So this is where I was going with that question: is if they didn't want to do the travel agency thing, they didn't want to do like the training provider thing. The going to a ski school and saying, "Can you supply me a ski teacher that has experience in training ski teachers and the exams?" is something that most people would probably never think of.
No.
And just kind of on a similar subject, we get a lot of requests, or we see a lot of requests for kids who are doing GCSE PE, and the parents say, "We're coming to Zalmsey at February half term. Little Johnny needs to do his on snow kind of skiing. We need a ski teacher to be there to make sure it's done properly, to video him, and make sure it satisfies the exam board." The average ski teacher doesn't have a clue what they have to do for that GCSE.
No.
Right? Again, you need somebody who's got either experience with the GCSE exam, or they understand the skiing exam progression to apply to that examination. Or you're going to go back home with the wrong stuff, basically, which is something that keeps happening and keeps happening all the time. And a lot of those kids who are doing GCSEP are the people who are wanting to go and become a ski instructor.
To be quite honest, you see these courses are very expensive, and some are good, a lot of them not. Some are good, but if you want to do, and you see it's getting more and more expensive, less and less people can actually afford it. If you want to become an instructor, you can also contact us. We also do like a training. We can also do training, or a ski school can do a training. A couple of days, or you contact the ski school. The ski school maybe do some internal training and just go to the exams.
Yeah.
To the exams,
But
sort. There's companies where you want to find a job, or you can just
so I
find your own
suppose
job, and that's
if
it.
there are people who are watching this
Much easier.
who are wondering which way would be best for them, is if they contact us and we will speak to you and learn a little bit more about your unique needs, then we can direct you in exactly the right direction, because each direction is going to be right and wrong for different people,
Correct.
isn't it? We might find somebody who wants to spend 6 weeks in the mountain improving their skiing, getting a qualification, and treating it a bit more like a holiday, like a long holiday, than somebody who just wants to go exam, work, done.
Right.
So there are different reasons and different avenues you can take depending on what you're after, what experience you're after. I suppose is what I'm saying. But if they tell us what they're looking for, we can send them to the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Cool. So once they finish this 10-day exam, and they are now we're going to say they're a ski instructor, but they're not strictly a ski instructor, are they? They are almost like an apprentice.
Well, it's called here an Anwärter, which is an apprentice, yeah. But they are a ski instructor. They're legally
Well, they're
allowed.
allowed to teach in a ski school,
Correct.
but what should they expect from that first season of teaching in a ski school? Are they going to be teaching people to powder ski and off piste and moguls,
Yeah.
or are they going to be taking 3-year-olds to the toilet?
No. It depends a bit on the resort you're going, but as a first year instructor, there's a hierarchy, of course, in the ski school. It's the same in any other business. If you are the first year, apprentice or the first year employee in this business, yeah, you start a little bit at the bottom of the ladder. It's so yeah, you won't get like your powder lesson straight away. There's a lack of experience. There's a lack of knowledge. There's a lack of probably ability, not always, but most of the time. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So the more experienced instructor, the ones who are there older, who have the highest qualifications, they of course get the better clients first, or like the better groups, or the better skiers. But you can work your way up, But definitely the first 2 weeks over the Christmas period, you probably get kids, because it's easy to get, because they throw you a little bit in the deep. Yes, so there's not much. There is a bit of training, but there's not enough time for the training, and then it needs time to develop. As an instructor. So what is happening is you get kids, because it's quite easy-ish. It's actually not, but it is easy. In a way of like, you can make easier mistakes,
Yeah.
where people don't find out so quickly, of course, because the parents are there. But so you get probably kids, and after that, if you're a good skier and if you're a good instructor, you're good you can get anything really,
Mhm.
but you won't be going off piste, away from the piste, because you need to be a qualified guide. And you won't be doing moguls, because yeah, the older instructors are there,
Mhm.
so but you get kids, adults from all ages,
I think
and all
it,
abilities.
yeah, I think it also depends on the person's age, because we do get anverters who are 40 plus who maybe won't get the smaller kids. They might still get some kids, but they might not get the smaller kids. But the typical anverter, 18 to 21 year old, and as you just said, then you get thrown into the deep end. And this is kind of an inherent problem with the system or with skiing is your exams are in November, you finish your exams, and we have high season. We go straight into high season, and 8% of the ski school, in a lot of scenarios, are new teachers. So they're like headless chickens. They don't really know what they're doing except for what they've learned on the exam.
Right.
So your first 2 weeks can be a little bit stressful. They can be a little bit tiring. But then, as Wouter said, then if you've done a good job over those 2 weeks, and if you are a more mature 18-year-old and you act like a mature 18-year-old, there's more chance of you getting mature, I guess, isn't there?
Yeah, it depends also on your personality.
Yeah.
It's not on your age. But
And you might want to just
if
teach
you
kids.
are, everyone is different. Some people are introverts, some people are extrovert. That's normal, and that's good, and it's good for this. But if you are nice to the guests and you can communicate with your guests,
Mhm.
that is 70% of your lesson done, and then you probably get better groups as well, because the ski school boss like, oh, This person is engaging with the guest,
Yep.
is trying. You know, of course, it lacks experience, but you're trying. You want to be engaged, trying, passionate. You know, and then yeah, you probably get quite good guests and good feedback from the ski school.
Okay, cool. So we've been in the deep end. We've done our first 2 weeks. We're working for the ski school. What's kind of the pros and cons of working for a ski school? The pay in the first year.
The pay here in Austria is yeah, it's horrendous. You know, let's face it, it's bad.
Yeah.
You know,
So you have to be prepared not to make a great deal of money over the season.
yeah,
You will earn enough to kind of live, but you won't really be able to save unless you never go out.
so the worst paid ski school in the whole of Austria really is an Anwiata is really St. Anton. It's all the bigger resorts, all the popular resorts, because there's so much, you know, demand, not demand from the ski school, but demand from the ski instructor to work there.
Yep.
So that they dump the ski instructor wages. Of course, also those resorts, it's really hard to get instructor accommodation. That's
yeah.
the hardest thing for a ski school because it's rare. You know, because the rest they rent out to tourists for like 2,000 euros a week.
Yep.
And then there comes an instructor and only wants to pay 100 euros a month. So it's really rare. So then also on top of that, the accommodation expensive. So you pay, let's say, 400 euros for your accommodation for a bed, yeah, a month,
Yeah.
and then you get 800 euros a month from the ski school.
Yeah.
It's not much money.
So you're not going to get rich as a 1 year ski teacher.
No.
If you continue to climb that ladder, you will start to earn more and more money. But as an anverter, do not expect to make an absolute fortune.
It's good fun. That's
Yeah, it's great fun. It's
great
great fun.
fun.
It's
That
great
is the
fun.
best job in the
You'll
world.
you'll also typically get training, so they will train you to bring you through
I
the
think
ranks.
ski schools should do it a little bit more nowadays, and not only a Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock, an hour. They should give you really, yeah, more training. At least like you know, 1 day a week would be good. You know, for the people who are interested. But yeah, you get a bit of training.
Get a bit of training. They get you ready for your next exam almost. So then you could go straight onto your next exam, or again you could go away and do like a 1 week camp or clinic.
Yeah, they're more like they get you ready so you can teach your guests.
Well, it's interesting because the ski school in Caprum where they have the Anverter group and they aim to get them to a Landis 1 level, and they take the Landis 1s and they train them for the Landis 2 level.
Yeah,
And there is there is that element of also this is how you look after guests and this is how you do your ski school skiing. But they are actively trying to get them to the next exam, which is quite and it's 2 afternoons of 2 to 3 hours a day.
Good.
Yeah. It's very good. And then this year, what they've done is on the weekends when the ski teachers have been off, they've also given them additional training
That's not
at a small cost.
not many ski schools do that.
No,
It's
no,
really good.
it's quite good. So pay's not going to be great. You're going to get some training. You're going to possibly live in
Drink a lot.
an averagely okay accommodation. There is a big social element to being a ski teacher, isn't there? There are people that don't. There are people that choose not to. But on the whole, ski teachers are quite sociable people.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they enjoy a little bit of après ski.
Yeah.
And evenings out, you might find that your ski school, you'll go ice skating at one time, you'll go tobogganing, sledging, rodelbahning, whatever you want to call it. You might go to the ice hockey. You might do a bit of touring of a night as a group. It's a big social thing, isn't it? Social thing.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Cool, good. So, in summary, pick your country.
Correct.
Pick your qualification.
Correct.
Pick the right course option for you, whether that be with a travel agency, a training provider, or ski school instructor that has got the relevant experience. If you need any help on that, contact us. We can guide you. Don't expect to make too much money, but expect to have a good time.
Just book some training for a couple of days with someone. You know that I would for a week, and then that's enough, and then just go straight to the exams. That is always the best thing.
Okay, good. There we go. So that is how to become a ski instructor for winter 2025-26.
Correct.
Which is not far away.
Yes.
So start thinking now.
Yes. Contact me now.
Wouter at snowsports.com. And it's No Camp Shore saying bye for now.
Good.